Determination of concentration of KMnO4 solution using ferrous ammonium sulfate. The process of titration is used to determine the strength of a given solution of potassium permanganate. In this titration, potassium permanganate solution of unknown concentration is titrated against a standard solution of ferrous ammonium sulfate, also known as Morse salt. The reaction that takes place during the titration is a redox reaction in which permanganate ion of potassium permanganate is reduced to Mn2 positive ion in the presence of acid, and ferrous ion of Morse salt is oxidized to ferric ion. The potassium permanganate solution is added drop by drop until the point that the permanent pink color is seen. This is called the endpoint. Our aim is to determine the strength of a given potassium permanganate solution by titrating it against a standard solution of Morse salt. Materials required: 250 ml conical flask, 250 ml standard flask, Morse salt crystals, 250 ml beaker, distilled water, funnel, weighing bottle, electronic balance, dilute sulfuric acid, concentrated sulfuric acid, potassium permanganate solution, burette, burette stand, 20 ml pipette, test tube, spatula, glass rod, dropper, measuring jar. Procedure: preparation of 250 ml 0.05 molar standard solution of Morse salt. The weight of a solute required to prepare a standard solution is equal to molarity of the solution into molecular mass of the solute into volume of the solution in liters. Here, molarity of the solution is 0.05 molar. Molecular mass of the solute, Morse salt, is 392 grams per mole. Volume of the solution is equal to 250 ml, that is equal to 0.25 liters. Therefore, the weight of Morse salt required is equal to 0.05 into 392 into 0.25 equal to 4.9 grams. Place the weighing bottle on the electronic balance and tar the balance. Using a spatula, take Morse salt and weigh about 4.9 grams. Transfer the weighed quantity of Morse salt into the 250 ml beaker. Now measure 5 ml concentrated sulfuric acid in a measuring jar and pour this into the beaker. Wash the weighing bottle 2 or 3 times with distilled water to transfer the particles sticking to it into the beaker. Gently stir the solution in the beaker using the glass rod to dissolve the Morse salt crystals. Use the funnel and the glass rod to transfer the solution from the beaker into the 250 ml standard flask. Wash the beaker, glass rod, funnel and funnel tip 2 or 3 times with distilled water to transfer the solution sticking into the standard flask. Pour distilled water into the standard flask to bring the level of the solution to just below the etched mark. Then use a dropper to add the last few drops of distilled water so that the lower level of the meniscus just touches the mark on the flask. To ensure uniform distribution of the Morse salt solution, stopper the flask and shake it gently. We have now prepared a Morse salt solution whose molarity is 0.05 molar. Determination of strength of potassium permanganate using standard solution of Morse salt. Take the burette, rinse it with distilled water and drain the water. Repeat this process 2 or 3 times to drain out the impurities from the burette. Let us then pour a small volume of potassium permanganate solution into the burette through a funnel. Rinse the burette and drain out the solution. Repeat this process 2 or 3 times to remove any moisture inside the burette. Use the funnel to fill the burette with potassium permanganate solution to just above the 0 mark. Place a beaker below the burette and slowly open the stop cork so that the potassium permanganate flows into the beaker. Then set the initial burette reading as 0. Take the 20 ml pipette out a small volume of distilled water. Rinse it and drain the water. Repeat this process 2 or 3 times to remove the impurities from the pipette. Pipette out a small volume of Morse salt solution. Rinse the pipette and drain it. Repeat this process 2 or 3 times to remove any moisture inside the pipette. Pipette out 20 ml of Morse salt solution from the standard flask. To do this, first pipette out the solution until the level is just above the calibration mark, then close the upper end of the pipette with the index finger and slowly release the finger, bringing the level of the solution lower. Transfer the Morse salt solution into the clean conical flask and touch the tip of the pipette to the bottom of the conical flask to transfer the remaining solution. Now add about 20 ml, which is a test tube full of dilute sulfuric acid, to the Morse salt solution in the conical flask. Place the conical flask on the white surface of the stand under the burette. Titrate the solution in the conical flask against the potassium permanganate solution from the burette. Keep rotating the conical flask during the titration and stop the titration when the solution turns to a light pink color. This is the end point. Note down the final burette reading and repeat the titration until concordant values are obtained. Record the observations in a tabular column. Calculations. Volume of Morse salt is 20 ml. Molarity of Morse salt is 0.05 molar. Volume of potassium permanganate solution is 21.2 ml. The reaction between KMnO4 and Morse salt is... From the reaction, it is clear that the number of moles of KMnO4 reacted is 2. The number of moles of Morse salt reacted is 10. According to the molarity equation, volume of potassium permanganate into molarity of potassium permanganate divided by molarity of Morse salt into volume of Morse salt gives us number of moles of potassium permanganate divided by number of moles of Morse salt. That is 21.2 into molarity of KMnO4 divided by 20 into 0.05 is equal to 2 by 10. Therefore, molarity of the given potassium permanganate solution is equal to 20 into 0.05 into 2 divided by 21.2 into 10, which gives us 0.0094 molar. Molar mass of potassium permanganate is equal to 158 grams per mole. Therefore, the strength of the given potassium permanganate solution is equal to molarity of potassium permanganate into molar mass of potassium permanganate, which is equal to 0.0094 into 158, which gives us 1.4852 grams per liter. Precautions. Rinse the pipette and burette first with distilled water and only then with the corresponding solutions. Use the index finger to close the mouth of the pipette. While taking the burette reading, note the reading at the upper meniscus of the solution. Rotate the titration flask through the titration to ensure uniform distribution of KMnO4 solution. Always use a white tile under the titration flask as it indicates the color change accurately.
Note down the reading when light pink color is obtained, which do not disappear on vigorous shaking. Repeat the experiment 2-3 times so as to get constant reading. 0 ml here is the initial burette reading, and the reading at which light pink color is obtained, that is your final reading. Find out the difference between final reading and initial reading so as to get the volume of KMnO4 solution used. The constant reading obtained is known as concordant volume. Let us assume it as XML. For example, if we get permanent pink color at 16.5, then the difference between final and initial reading will be 16.5, and that 16.5 is the volume of KMnO4 used. When you repeat the experiment next time, suppose it is 16.4 ml. Third time also you get final reading as 16.4 ml. Then 16.4 ml becomes your concordant volume. Here let us assume it as XML. And using this, let us do calculation of molarity and strength of KMnO4 solution. Use the formula for calculating the molarity of KMnO4 solution. mKMnO4 into VKMnO4 upon M of more salt into V of more salt is equal to 2 by 10, where M stands for molarity and V stands for volume. This 2 by 10 we are getting from the overall balanced chemical equation, because from the balanced chemical equation 2 moles of KMnO4 reacts with 10 moles of more salt. So mKMnO4 stands for molarity of KMnO4 solution, which we need to calculate. We have to calculate. V of KMnO4 means volume of KMnO4 solution used, which is nothing but the concordant reading which we are getting. M of more salt stands for molarity of more salt solution. We already know the molarity of more salt solution, which is M by 20, that is 0.05, or you can say 1 by 20. That is the molarity of more salt. Volume of more salt, we are pipetting out 20 ml of more salt in the titration flask. So that is 20. So our expression is M of KMnO4, which we need to find out, into X upon 1 by 20 into 20 is equal to 2 by 10. Here X stands for concordant reading. So whatever reading you are getting, that you are going to substitute in place of X to get the answer of molarity. Then on the plain side of your lab manual, you are going to put down your observation table and calculations. On the ruling side, we will put down procedure, and then we are going to put down the result. After calculation, whatever answer we are going to get, molarity of KMnO4 solution is equal to dash molar. So that will be your answer. Similarly, calculate the strength of KMnO4, that is molarity into molar mass of KMnO4, gives you answer in grams per liter. Put down all the necessary precautions and put down result on the ruling side of your lab manual. Here if I assume that let X be 19 ml, so then we can substitute X. X is our concordant reading by 19 and you can calculate the answer. Similarly, you can also calculate the strength of KMnO4. Whatever molarity you are getting, multiplied by 158 is the molar mass of KMnO4 solution, so as to get the strength of KMnO4 in grams per liter. Now, remember some of these important points. We are taking m by 20 more salt solution. Suppose we want to prepare 100 ml, then we must know how to calculate this. So for preparing 100 ml m by 20 more salt solution, we require 1.96 gram of more salt. Now, the next important tip is preparation of more salt solution. How we are going to prepare this more salt solution? So first of all, we will weigh 1.96 gram of more salt solution. We are not going to use analytical balance for this because it is very time consuming. So we will use a chemical balance and measure it and transfer this 1.96 gram of more salt solution into beaker. Now add 10 ml of concentrated H2SO4 in this. So if you have to prepare 100 ml, 10 ml of concentrated H2SO4 you have already added. So how much more amount of water you are going to add into it? 90 ml. And this we are going to prepare in a standard flask. So use a standard flask, transfer it. All these three things, 1.96 gram, 10 ml concentrated H2SO4 and add 90 ml of water so as to get 100 ml of m by 20 standard solution of more salt. Now the question here arises is, why are we adding this 10 ml of concentrated H2SO4 to the more salt? So the answer of this I'll give you later on. Let us first go on to the next tip. Now, as per the next tip, what we are going to do, we have already prepared m by 20 standard solution of more salt. Now this 100 ml standard solution of more salt, we will transfer it into a beaker, and from that we are going to take 20 ml of more salt solution using a pipette. That means you will pipette out 20 ml of more salt solution into the titration flask. That means conical flask. And in this conical flask, you will add about 20 ml of dilute H2SO4 or one test tube full of dilute H2SO4 in the titration flask. That means altogether you are having 40 ml of the solution in the conical flask. 20 ml more salt and 20 ml of dilute H2SO4. 20 ml means one test tube full of dilute H2SO4. Now here also the question is why we are adding here dilute H2SO4 again. We have already added concentrated H2SO4 while preparing more salt solution. Then why are we adding this 20 ml of dilute H2SO4 again? Now let us answer these questions. While preparing more salt solution, we are adding concentrated H2SO4 to more salt because it prevents the hydrolysis of ferrous sulfate. If you will not add this concentrated H2SO4, what will happen? The ferrous sulfate, it's a double salt. More salt is a double salt. So it will come in contact with the moisture and will get precipitated. So to prevent the hydrolysis of ferrous sulfate, we are adding that concentrated H2SO4. Now again we are adding this dilute H2SO4 in the titration flask. Now here this purpose of adding dilute H2SO4 is to provide acidic medium to the redox reaction. Now, one more important tip is that since it is a redox reaction, one of the substance must act as a reducing agent and the other substance must act as an oxidizing agent. That means one substance undergoes reduction and the other one undergoes oxidation. So let us see here in this redox reaction of more salt against KMnO4. KMnO4 acts as a strong oxidizing agent. So in presence of H2SO4, KMnO4 is going to act as a strong oxidizing agent. So it means that KMnO4 is going to get reduced. FeSO4 acts as a strong reducing agent. That means we can say that KMnO4 undergoes reduction or gets itself reduced because it is acting as a strong oxidizing agent, whereas FeSO4 acts as a strong reducing agent. So it gets itself oxidized or it undergoes oxidation. And one more thing you have to remember, that more salt is a double salt.